Today, some unbelievable pizza stuffed dough balls. So let's do it. The first step for this recipe is to pop a frying pan onto the hob, stick the heat to medium and add a good splash of olive oil. And the first ingredient, we want some tomato paste. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of your tomato paste, and it's really important to roast this off for about 2 minutes or so in the pan, just to remove some of that tartness. While you have a few minutes, we want to prepare some garlic. So take a bulb of garlic and a really sharp knife, and you simply want to de-skin a couple of cloves of your garlic. No need to chop the garlic, we just want it to perfume the sauce. So take your peeled cloves of garlic, chuck those into the pan with the tomato paste, and next you want some passata. So pour your passata into the pan, get the sauce to a nice simmer, and then you want some lovely fresh basil. Add a couple of sprigs of your basil to the sauce, and then add a pinch of salt. Give it a really good stir through, and we want to simmer the sauce away and let it reduce down for about 20 minutes or so. We want it really nice, thick, rich and reduced, almost jammy. And while the sauce is simmering away, we can use this time to make our super easy pizza dough. So you want to take a large mixing bowl, and you want 500 grams of self-raising flour. Chuck your flour into the bowl, and for 500 grams we're going to want about half a pint of water. So pour in your water and then get in there with your hands, and you want to bring the flour and the water together into a nice dough. This shouldn't take too long, and don't forget to add a nice pinch of salt to the dough for seasoning. Once your dough is starting to come together, you want to lose the bowl, pop that onto a chopping board, and you want to knead the dough out for a good 10 minutes or so, just to develop that lovely gluten. Once you have your pizza dough, pop that to one side for a few minutes, and very quickly hit that subscribe button below to join me here on the channel. And you want to give your pizza sauce a really good stir through, make sure it's nice and thick and jammy, and then you want to remove all of the cloves of garlic and also remove the basil leaves. And then you want to take your pizza sauce, pour that out into a bowl, and you just want to let that cool down for about half an hour before we use it. So now we've got our dough and our pizza sauce ready, we want to prepare the rest of the ingredients, starting with the pepperoni. You want to take your pepperoni and slice it up into little centimetre cubes. Chuck your diced pepperoni into a bowl, pop it to one side, and next we want our mozzarella cheese. Dice up your mozzarella into tiny little cubes, and then chuck your mozzarella into a bowl and stick that aside with your pepperoni. And the last ingredient for the pizza dough balls is some lovely fresh basil. Dice up your basil really nice and fine, and then again into a bowl and pop it to one side. Now we've got all the ingredients ready, you want to preheat the oven to 180 degrees, and now we can start to build our lovely pizza dough balls. So make sure you liberally flour your board, and you want to take a nice handful of your pizza dough, and using a rolling pin you want to roll that out so it's really nice and thin. We want it to be about 6 inches or so in diameter, but you can make them as big or as small as you like, and try and keep it as round as possible. And once we have our flattened out pizza dough, you want to start with a nice spoonful of your pizza sauce. So spoon on some of that lovely thick sauce, and then you want to sprinkle over some of your basil. Next you want some Parmesan cheese, and we want to grate over a nice dusting of the Parmesan, and then your pepperoni. Add a few pieces of the pepperoni, and then just for good measure another small grating of your Parmesan. Finish with some of your mozzarella cheese, and then add a tiny pinch of salt and a small twist of black pepper just to season. And then with all our ingredients in the pizza dough, you want to fold over the sides, try and remove a bit of the excess dough, and massage it into a nice smooth pizza pocket. Be quite gentle, you don't want to tear it open. Make as many as you need, and then we're ready to cook. So pop a dry oven-proof frying pan onto the hob, turn the heat to medium, and then lay in your pizza dough balls. Fry them off for a couple of minutes until they get lightly toasted on each side. So turn them a couple of times, and when they're just starting to toast off, take the pan off of the hob and into the oven. Bake these off for about 10 to 12 minutes or so. And just quickly guys, give the video a thumbs up by hitting the like button below. And after about 10 minutes or so, we're ready to go. So get your dough balls out of the oven, pop them onto a plate, and there we have some really delicious pizza dough balls. So get stuck in, and I'll see you next time.